Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back, and today we are going to be opening our first dino tracker. Surprisingly, I have not gotten a dino tracker yet, which is kind of sad. But today we have the Track and Attack Indoraptor. This is a really cool Indoraptor that I am so excited because I literally have been wanting them to make another Indoraptor, well, since Fallen Kingdom. So I mean, why did they not? And the Indoraptor was so cool. Like, it was one of the main parts of the movie. Why did they not make, like, they literally, didn't they just have the two, like, full-size figures? They had the posable and the grab and growl. I mean, they did re-release the posable one several times, but, I mean, who cares? I want them to re-sculpt it and actually make a new one, but I just noticed that we have something obstructing my light source. Yes, I added a Sinclair dinosaur up there. And he is in the way of everything. So hopefully that won't be too big of an issue. He's casting a shadow, sort of, because you can't really see it on camera. But let's take a look at this Indoraptor. I absolutely love the iridescent blue on this. It looks so cool. Like, it just looks really nice. Yes, of course, it's very big, so it's not fitting into camera all the way. So as you can see here, Track and Attack Indoraptor. Got the logo there. Dino Tracker. And you've got the lights and sound. You got blue and beta over there. Leaves or ferns, I guess. In the back, we've got really cool packaging, by the way, but it says glowing eyes, which I'll talk about that later in my opinion on that. Lift arm for slashing and chomping action. Pretty cool. Saying to get the Jurassic World Facts app. And it's got its tracking gear. So there's the others down there, the what's it called? Sinotyrannus and the Stegosaurus. Sinotyrannus is cool, but I feel like it's not accurate. I'm not so familiar with the Sinotyrannus. I mean, I know it's a thing, but I'm not 100% sure if that's accurate or not, but it feels not accurate. Speaking of the Sinotyrannus, it makes me think of the old Dino Rivals dual attacks. It's weird thinking that's kind of old. The Dino Rivals? Did I say Dino Trackers? I swear, Dino Rivals? Did I say Dino Rivals or Dino Tracker? I don't know. They're similar, so I get them confused. But let's take a look at our Indoraptor and get him out of the package. This is gonna be, I hate these. They're so annoying to get out, but let's go ahead and get those out. And here we have our Indoraptor out of the box. Yes, I changed the background because, well, I found it and thought it looked cool. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the articulation on this figure first. So starting off, it doesn't really have that much articulation, but I'll show all that it has. It has the legs that can be moved all the way around. Well, kind of. Okay, it kind of does. And then you can move the legs out. The feet can be twisted. I don't know why you would want that, but, like, it's weird, but you can. The tail can be rotated all the way around and can move pretty much in every direction, except for really down. It can't really move down. It can move up quite a bit. Other than that, there's really not that much. Of course, it does have some joints here, but they are all tied in with the action feature. So, yeah, you've got the arms and the mouth, and the neck. And that's kind of it. I apologize for having the batteries taken out because I had to film this video about 3 times to get the right videos because every time something would happen. So, this is like 5 days later after I've actually gotten the figure, and I almost gave up on the video, and I just went ahead and took out the batteries. But said, you know, why not? And I totally forgot to put them back in, so I apologize for the batteries being out. But I can't remember. Did we show its sound in the beginning or not? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put the batteries in just for you guys. So you better subscribe and like the video for me going to go put the batteries in. Okay, I'm back with the batteries. So let's go ahead and take a look at its action features. Starting off, you of course have the button here on the, well, I guess it's his back. I don't know. It's his back. Okay. So you've got the sound and also its eyes light up. I have an opinion on the lights lighting, the eyes lighting up. What in the world did I just say? I have an opinion on the eyes lighting up. I love the Indoraptor figures. The Indoraptor has to be my favorite hybrid out of the whole Jurassic World. Like, all the hybrids that have been in the movies. So, but the toys are really good, except for the fact the eyes light up on pretty much all of them. They really only had like three different figures. There's this one, the grab and growl, and then there's the posable one. I'm not counting the minis because the minis don't count. But the eyes lighting up, it's just, I like them, especially for my stop motion because I want to do some more stop motion, but I actually have to paint the eyes for them to actually look like eyes. But I mean, it seems like every Indoraptor figure has something wrong with them. So, like the posable one, good, it's cool, but there's always something wrong because its head is not actually film accurate. The grab and growl, its eyes light up, so when it's not lit up, it looks really weird. This one, of course, it's not posable. I probably won't be using it for stop motion anyway, but so it's, I'll give it a pass for the eyes lighting up, but still, it's not my favorite, and it'd be cool if they actually released a larger Indoraptor and did not have its eyes light up, because as far as I know, the Indoraptor is the only figure Mattel has released that its eyes light up, or anything lights up. Okay, and that's not counting the epic damage things that are coming out later, but we're not counting those, because they're not released. So, now that you've seen that action feature, actually, let's take a look at all the sounds. So usually I have 3 or 4 sounds, so I'm guessing that's it. And then you also have the arms. So if you pull up the arm, and it also works for the other arm to turn the opposite side. So there's the sounds. And overall, this figure looks really good. Let's go ahead and take a look at the detailing and paint job of this, because I think this one actually did really good. So starting off, you can see that it is, of course, mostly black. It is an Indoraptor, but it has like this iridescence in it, which is really interesting because I always loved the old Indoraptor figures because they had like sparkles in their plastic, and it looked really cool, like extra shine to it, you know. Of course, they were glossy too. They weren't like they're just really glossy, and then they also had that extra like glitter in them, which I thought was cool and very unique. But this one actually has like iridescent like blue in its plastic. I don't know if you can't really see it. It's just on camera, it's not really showing up, but there you go. And it looks really cool. From some light, it looks really good, and to others, it just looks like just dark black. But when you really get in the light, it really shines and looks really good. The paint job on the stripe here looks way better. It's way improved from the previous figures. It looks way more screen accurate. because you actually have like some stripes. You got some, like, it's wider. Like the older stripes are just kind of a stripe and then another stripe on top of that. It wasn't really like, this is like splotched all over the place, so it looks really good. On the face here, you can see, of course, the eye isn't painted, but it has like these little red dots all over the eyes, which is really interesting. So I've always thought it was funny because, like, Mattel, you know, they never paint the claws, they never paint, like, the tail to the end or anything. So, but, like, the littlest tiny thing, I didn't know the indoraptor had those little red dots on its eye. I didn't even notice it. Because in the movie, you cannot really see it. But I did realize when I was watching the movie, I'm like, okay, I have to see, does the indoraptor actually have these little tiny red dots? And in fact, it does, but they're really hard to see, and you have to be actually looking for them to see them. And it's just funny that Mattel picks up such a tiny little detail, but they won't actually paint the claws or continue the paint on the tail. Like, what in the world? Why? Why? I would much rather have a figure that has painted claws and paint that ran all the way down the tail than have the little tiny red dots that no one notices painted on an Indoraptor figure. Like, what's with that, Mattel? I don't understand. But anyways, that's just me, and I don't know, maybe other people are like, oh, the red dots, they got a really cool detail, I love that, and like, that's fine, but for me, my opinion is that it's weird, okay? But let's go ahead and continue with looking inside the mouth, and I love what they're doing here. So they've started doing where they actually, like, the mouth, the teeth, and the tongue are all separate pieces of plastic, so they're not actually painted, which means you can do whatever you want with the teeth, and they will not, paint won't chip or anything. That was probably my biggest issue with a lot of the T-Rexes, because they have really big teeth, and like the Indominus and the Spinosauruses, they always, like, the paint just always comes off, and it looks really bad. But here, they've started, I think the Scorpius Rex was the first one they started with. And they've continued that with, I actually can't really remember, but they started doing that with some of the larger and more, like, quality figures. Of course, I don't think the Hammond collection one does. Oh, maybe it does. I don't know. But anyways, I like it. I think they should continue that and maybe even start putting it in some of, like, the $14 figures, like the roaring ones or whatever. They should start doing that with those, because it would really improve it a lot. The quality would be a lot nicer. Overall, this figure is a pretty nice size. I can't really, you can see it, I can't really get it in the video as much, but we're gonna do a size comparison soon. Of course, the details on this are really nice. Of course, on the feet, they don't look very good, but up here, I like how they do this, like the bristles and quills. They look really nice, except the strap that was on it when it was in the package, it was, like, right across its bristles, these quills here. And it's, like, made them bend, and it doesn't, I tried to fix it, but it's really not doing anything. I don't know how I can fix that. I'll try some more things, but I can't really get it to fix, and that's my big issue. Like, if they had the strap, like, maybe right here, or maybe on the tail, it would have been okay. But no, it was right here, so I guess it is what it is, but and then they also changed the bristles on the head, which is really cool. And before we do the size comparison, I'm going to go ahead and put on the capture gear, or tracking gear, I guess is what I should call it. So yeah, let me do that. Alright, now we have the tracking gear on our Indoraptor. So, it looks really cool. I like that they're adding accessories with the dinosaurs now. It's really cool. There's just something about this accessory that looks so weird to me. I mean, the whole tracking thing is weird. Like, the tracking gear is weird, but I like it. It's weird, but I like it. I mean, right now, it literally looks like a dinosaur Borg. Like, it looks like an Indo-Borg or something. Like, it's cool, but at the same time, pretty weird. I mean, it's different, definitely, and very unique. And I like that Mattel is doing that. So they should definitely continue doing that with these dinosaurs, because I think it's really unique. It's different than the capture gear. I like the capture gear. I think they should continue the capture gear. But I also like the idea of tracking gear. So yeah, it looks really good. I do have to comment on the hands being very big. I don't know. At least it's at the feet. The feet are definitely not small. But at least they're not as giant as normal. Like, we usually get... Mattel always messes up the feet. Always at the feet. They don't paint the claws. The feet are too big. The dew claw isn't painted. Something about the feet is always messed up. But this one looks actually okay. I mean, I'll give it a pass for not having painted claws because it's black and you couldn't really see the claws because they usually paint them black. So yeah, the hands are so much bigger than the previous Indoraptors. So, let's go ahead and see the action feature with the capture gear on. See if it looks any different. It really doesn't. I mean, from this side, that looks kind of cool. But, I mean, it'd be cool if it, like, the, like, laser came out of the eye or something. Because they actually have a mask, a dinosaur mask coming out that shoots a laser out of that, which is cool. So I'm going to get the previous Indoraptors to do a quick size comparison, and then, well, that's it. Also, why is the tail so fat? Also, commenting on the tail, here's the scan code for you to scan into the Jurassic World Facts app. Why is it not focusing? There you go. Take a look at it. Cool. Now you're done. And let's go ahead and get those endos. Okay, so first one we have is the grab and growl. Now, of course, it's definitely shorter because right now I have it posed more of a quadrupedal Indoraptor, so I'm gonna repose it real quick. So you know how I was saying earlier that the feet actually looked bigger? Well, the feet looked better than normal. Well, not so much anymore. Compared to the old Indoraptor and the new Indoraptor, the older Indoraptor's feet look way better. I mean, look how chunky those claws are compared to these. I mean, that's some chunky toenails you got there. I mean, what in the world? I actually complimented it, the feet actually looking okay. But, yeah, I'm changing my opinion now. That looks, it's weird, okay? So some things are good, some things are bad on this figure. Comparing the two, the colors definitely looks very different. I thought they were similar, but they're actually way different. So this is more of like just a pure black, and that one has more of the blue tinge to it, which is really different and cool. As you can see, the heads are different. I'm going to go ahead and take out the capture gear so we can take a look at the head. So the head, let me zoom in there. Not get enough views for doing this. My whole camera just completely came falling down onto me. But anyways, the heads they look different, but both of them look somewhat, I mean, I feel like the grab and growl looks more screen accurate, except for the teeth. Now this one, I feel like this one looks like if Camp Cretaceous had an Indoraptor in it, this is what it would look like. It has the more Camp Cretaceous style to it than more of a, like, they've been doing that. They've been giving the dinosaurs more of a Camp Cretaceous style, like more of a cartoony style than realistic. Like this one looks more like Fallen Kingdom, looks more of a realistic one. But this one's got more of like a cartoony look to it. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but as you can see, as I was talking about the bristles being different, so this one here, the new one, has only 2 rows of bristles. This one has, they're kind of just all over the place. And the head quills they have way more head quills on this one than they do with the previous version. So this one has only 6 quills. This one has too many for me to count right now. And of course, I was commenting on the teeth earlier. And it looks, yeah, the teeth look way better on the new one since they're actually separate. As you can see, they're big marshmallows, but and the mouth isn't painted. Of course, forgot about that. Let's go ahead. Well, we'll keep the grab and growl for now, and then let's go ahead and do one last size comparison with the smaller version. Okay, so here's the posable indoraptor, and definitely a size difference. Of course, when I first got the grab and growl, I noticed a size difference. And since the grab and growl is about the same size as the new one, it's about the same. I always thought it was funny because this indoraptor is very skinny, and this one's actually kind of chunky. Like, of course it is for like the action feature that it has, but this one is also very chunky, and it's just like, I don't know, it's still funny. Like, it's supposed to be the same indoraptor, but their body styles are so different, whether it's the head, the body, or the tail. They're all so different. But yeah, it's supposed to be the same dinosaur from the same movie. So yeah, this one has definitely a size difference. If we just compare it to the new one, it's way smaller. And, well, its hands, like I was mentioning earlier, look at how big those are next to tiny little things. And the head of this one looks so weird. I don't know. There's just something about it that's so weird. And how fat this one's tail is. I can't stop. I just can't stop paying attention to the fat tail. But yeah, oh, also, before we go, one last thing I would like to say is if you have the grab and growl indoraptor, you can actually put this on it. It actually fits. I'm not kidding. So yeah, just a little bonus. You can actually put this on it. So pretty cool. It's a little bit big, but it does actually fit. It does sadly not fit the posable smaller one. It is just way too small. But pretty cool that this is a little extra bonus that this one has. So overall, I think this indoraptor is really cool. I think you should get it. It's definitely worth the price. And yeah, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, give it a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button down below. We'll see you in the next video. I actually don't know when I'm going to be doing another video. Because I'm supposed to be getting some stuff in March. Also, March is it's a big month on this channel. If you are been here for since my channel started, March is actually the year. What am I saying? It's the month I created my YouTube channel. So I usually do a lot of good stuff in March. This year is going to be especially big. And I have a surprise I cannot tell you right now, but it's going to be really cool. So stay for that. And thank you all for watching. Bye.